Cheers, what it is and what it ain't. And this episode, we're going to be talking about that kitty, that moolah, that money, that fettuccine, that shmoney. You know what I mean? They got 101 names for it, man. But we're going to be discussing financial literacy, and we're going to be talking about how to get it and how to keep it. You dig? So stay tuned, stay locked in. You are now watching Create a Steady Hustle. Cheers. That boy.
Cheers. You are now watching Create a Steady Hustle with Liquid Cash.
Cheers, what it is and what it ain't. It's yours truly, Liquid Cash. I need it all out the stash. The man, the myth, money making Mitch. And I'm here with my main man, Prince. Hey, man, you gotta relax. You know I got on a nice, true blue suit. Come on, you gotta stop it. You know when I put on blue, we talking about money, right? You got to stop it. I got some treats for you, man. You ain't gotta crawl up on my new suit, you know what I mean? For you to get a treat, you gotta relax, man. You act like you don't eat. Boy, you act like you starve out this mother. Man, come on, man. You see how you acting for some food? Man, that's how people act when it comes to money, man. You dig? They act like they ain't never seen it before. They never had it before. You know what I mean? They trip across their family members. They trip across their brothers, their sisters, their friends, their companions, their comrades. All for that dollar bill, man. You feel me? Anyway, man, we're going to get right into it, man. This suit is a very special suit to me because I got, my citizenship wearing this suit. So, for those who already know, y'all know I just became an American citizen about a few years ago. I think it was September 15, 2022 to be exact. So, yeah, this was the suit I wore. And I love this suit because it reminds me of that monumental time in my life. It was a wonderful moment in my life, and I cherish that moment to this day, you dig? So we're going to get right into it, though, because it ain't about me, it's about y'all. You know what I mean? I want to try to educate y'all on some of the things that I did in order for me to gain financial freedom. You know what I mean? I'm in a space right now where I don't have to stress about money. That don't have to be at the forefront of my thinking. The forefront of my thinking is leaving a legacy, you dig? That's what it's all about for me. But I know some of y'all might be in a different headspace. You're at a different space in your life, a different time in your life, and I understand that, you feel me? So I sympathize with y'all, and I know what y'all going through because I've been there. So it's only right that I come back and give y'all some game, give y'all some news y'all can use, man, because I don't want to be the only one at the top, you feel me? And I'm still climbing, so don't think I'm all the way at the top. Nah, I'm still climbing, man. I'm still grinding every day like I'm broke. I'm still hustling every day like I don't got $1, man, you feel me? And that's how you gotta live. Like you don't really got it, so you just gotta, you know what I mean? Put that hustle in so you can get more. But I have an abundance mindset. So I know it's gonna come to me. So I ain't even got a trip, you dig? But I wanna get right into it, man, because I don't wanna waste no more of y'all time talking about, you know what I mean? Me and what I got going on. Because it ain't about me, like I said, you feel me? It's about you. But before I get into that, man, I wanna let y'all know I need y'all to like, subscribe, and also leave a comment at the end of this video. If you heard something that you find that was valuable, leave it at the end of the video in the comment section so somebody else can gain that success or gain that value, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, someone might listen to this podcast and they might not catch the jewel that you caught. So leave it in the comment section and share that wisdom with the people, you feel me? So anyway, man, like I said again, I don't want to waste a lot of time, but I want to encourage y'all to definitely, like I said earlier, subscribe to the platform, share the platform, like, because the more you engage, the more the algorithm push the content out there so more people can get this game. More people can get the news that they can use to help elevate their life, all right? So we don't want to hoard the information and keep it all to ourselves. Let's spread it throughout the algorithm so everybody can get a slice of this pie, you dig? And right now we cutting that money pie. that green pie, that blue pie. I mean, it come in so much colors nowadays, man. They you know what I mean? I just don't know what to, I don't know what to say. Sometimes it's pink, because if you're dealing with the $50 bills, and sometimes it's blue. I like blue. That's my favorite dollar bill. That's my favorite bill is a $100 bill. You know what I mean? If it's blue, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get the blue. But sometimes it's green. You know what I mean? If you got that old money, if it ain't green, it ain't clean. You dig? Sometimes it's dirty too, because, we still getting dirty money out there. I know some of y'all are getting dirty money out there, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you feel me? So it's all good. We ain't judging. You ain't on trial. It's all gravy, baby. I'm just trying to give you, some news you can use so you can be able to help that money grow for you. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. Prince, you gotta relax though. You gotta relax, B. I'm not gonna get into what I gotta get into when you coming, you jumping on top of me trying to get a treat. You gotta relax, man. I'm trying to tell you, you gotta cool. There's nothing in my hand. There's nothing up my sleeves. You keep on looking in my hand like something is up my sleeve, man, but there ain't nothing under my sleeve, man. You feel me? But I want to tell y'all something very important, man. In 2026, I don't want to hear you niggas complain about shit. So here's a simple and easy way on how for you to get rich. Stack your damn paper. You don't got money problems, you got saving problems. You got spending problems. You don't need more money, you need more governance over the money you already possess. Stop asking God for more money. Ask for more wisdom and understanding, because wisdom is the root of all riches, and a fool and his money will soon part. Ambition didn't turn Jay-Z and Robert Smith into billionaires. It was their wisdom and their understanding. Don't get it twisted. Ambition is needed, but ambition without wisdom is like a sailor without a compass. You'll be lost at sea. You're headed nowhere fast. You know what I mean? Listen to me carefully. Find a place to anchor your money, or you'll be a slave to the dollar bill for the rest of your life. Goal should never be the goal, but always be the result. And let's be honest, most people who are broke got horrible vices, which is the reason why they broke. They rather sacrifice their needs for their temporary wants. But understand this, one wise decision is worth more than 1,000 days of labor. So the thing you need to ask for is wisdom. That's the thing you need to ask for. Stop bothering God, asking him for more money, man. You don't even know what to do with the money you already got. See, when I was young, man, and I didn't even know nothing about wisdom, I didn't even know nothing really about money, but when I used to pray, a lot of times I would pray for wisdom, man. I would pray for wisdom. I didn't understand money. You dig? I was too young. But my mother used to take us to church every Sunday. Well, my stepmother, because my mother left. That's a whole nother story. But my stepmother would take us to church every Sunday. And, I never liked going to church for whatever reason, you know what I mean? It's a lot of reasons, but I don't want to get into that. But I was never really interested in going to church like that. So I used to get mad every time I had to get dressed and put on a button-up shirt just to go to church. But, some of the things that I heard in the church has stuck with me, you dig? So it's very important for you to pay attention in church, because sometimes they're going to drop a jewel on you. Whether you like it or not, you're going to hear something that's going to be profound, and you're going to feel like it really hit you, you dig? And what hit me was wisdom. That's the thing I asked for when I prayed. I prayed for wisdom. You feel me? And I'm still gathering wisdom throughout my years. God is still cashing in on that one prayer that I prayed for when I was younger. I was, too young to even remember. You know what I'm saying? Too young to even remember. I don't remember how old I was at that particular time, but I know I was very young, and that was the one thing I always used to pray for, wisdom. I didn't know why. I didn't really understand what wisdom really meant, but I knew that if I had some wisdom, I was going to be like King Solomon, because I heard about Solomon in the Bible, but I never really read his story until I got a little older. And then I started to dig deep, and I realized God asked Solomon, "What do you want? I want to grant you whatever you want. I can grant you wishes beyond your imagination." Solomon could have asked for riches beyond his imagination. He could have asked for his enemies to be slaughtered. He could have asked for all the women in the world. He could have asked for to live forever. He could have asked for so many things, but he asked for wisdom and understanding. You dig? So that made him one of the richest kings that ever lived. God blessed him with even more, just because he asked for just wisdom and understanding, you dig? So I say that to let you understand that whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, it's the wisdom that you might be lacking. See, the money ain't a problem. You're gonna go to work tomorrow or even today, or you just got off from work. And at the end of the week, you're gonna get paid. You're gonna get paid. Some money will be entered into your bank account. Some money will be entered into your hands. You will have a significant amount of money at some point in your life. But if you do not have wisdom and understanding, and your financial literacy is a 0.0.0, you'll be a slave to the dollar bill for the rest of your life. You'll be working for the rest of your life. So it's important for us to understand, man, goal should never be the goal, but always be the result. You dig? I don't want you to be complaining in 2006 about your job, about how you don't have this and you don't have that. I don't want you to be complaining to your girl about how things are not going right. You stressed out. You're not thinking about sex. You're not thinking about nothing. All you thinking about is some money. You stealing from this one. You robbing this one. You committing all type of crimes just to get some paper. You know what I mean? With a bunch of dead hypocrites on it. Risking your freedom. Not understanding, man, that same money that you robbing and killing and you stealing to get, you're going to end up losing that anyway. As fast as it comes, as fast as it goes, man. When I was coming up and I was hustling in the streets, man, you dig? I was trying to get over 10,000, but for some reason, every time that I get to 10,000, something would happen, and then my stash would go back down to 5,000, and I got to keep on trying to hustle to get more to get that 10,000. And then when I get to 15,000, I'm like, yeah, I'm seeing some type of, success. I'm seeing some type of progress. But all of a sudden, life just strikes again. You know what I mean? They call it Murphy's Law. You know what I mean? Something just happened out of the blue, and all of a sudden now I gotta, dig in my stash, and that 15,000 turned from, 14 to 13 to 12, and then I'm back down to 5. Sometimes I'm back down to 1,000. You dig? Yeah, it got that bad. You feel me? But I had to understand that it wasn't the money that I was lacking. It was the understanding. It was the resources. It was the connection to people that had a little bit more than me. My circle was very small. Like they said, if you hang around 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th one. And that was my circle. I hung around broke people at that particular time. I hung around people that wasn't into nothing but mischief. I hung around people that didn't want to do nothing better than rob, steal, and do things that was going to be against what I really wanted to do. I wanted to be productive. They wanted to be counterproductive. I had an intention, but they had a whole nother scheme and a plan for my day. And I would be very impressionable, and I would be very, what's the word? I'll be a follower. You feel me? Following my friends, because I love kicking it with the homies. I want to chill with my homies. I want to do what they doing. I want to seem cool. I want to seem like I'm down. But all I was doing was pulling me down. You dig? So I say this to you, man. At the end of the day, if you hang around people that are not progressing, if you hang around people that ain't trying to elevate, if you hang around people that's always trying to come up with a scheme to get money, I'm going to tell you this right now, man. You ain't going nowhere, man. You going nowhere fast. Just believe that, you dig? You going nowhere fast. Understand this. You can have all the ambition you want, but if your circle is full with people who ain't productive, you are headed to a stop sign. You dig? You are going nowhere fast. And that was me for a long time. You feel me? Don't think I came out the womb shining and looking like this and being all dapper and being fly and being smooth and just having nice suits and buying clothes that fit me right and, you know what I mean, just being debonair. Nah, I didn't come out the womb like this, man. I used to wear baggy clothes, baggy jeans, baggy shirts, big ass motherfucking jackets hanging off my goddamn shoulders. If it was made for somebody that was maybe 6 feet, you dig? And at the time I was probably 5'8", and I was wearing them type of treads because that was the style I was in, having baggy jeans, baggy clothes. You know what I mean? I'm wearing a size 40 around the waist, but my real waist size is about a 32. You dig? But because that was the style, that's what I was doing. I wasn't thinking about putting on those suits, man. I felt like you was a cornball if you put on a suit. I felt uncomfortable every time I had to go to church and I had to put on a tie. I felt uncomfortable going to school and I had to put on a tie. You know how much times I got a demerit or got called into the principal office because I didn't want to put on a tie for school? You feel me? Because I felt like it didn't make me look cool. Then I had to grow up and get a little bit more wiser and had to get a little bit more sharper and realize that, man, you got to dress for the job you want, not the job you got. And at that time, I ain't had no job, so I was dressing for the job I didn't have. You dig? I didn't look like money because I didn't have no job and I didn't have no money. You dig? So I had to change my mindset and understand, man, if I want to be, if I want to be successful in life and I want to have a certain amount of money, I got to dress like I'm dressing for success. I got to change my whole thought process. And it took time. And, it was a slow process. And then eventually I got more comfortable wearing suits. Eventually I got more comfortable putting on a button up. I got more comfortable wearing ties. And I started to say, man, I look kind of good putting on a suit. And then I got 1 or 2 compliments from young ladies that's walking around, moving through life, and they see me in my suit and they want to say, you look good today, or you look good tonight, and they want to, get my number, and they making me feel like, I'm a little bit different from the rest of the guys who's dressing all thugged out, And I'm not looking down on them because that's my homies. They dress all thugged out because that's how I used to dress, you dig? Sometimes I still put on my big chain and I do all that, that fly D-boy look, you feel me? But that's just what it was back then. That was just a one-track mind I had. I wasn't thinking about being in a suit or putting on some hard bottoms. That wasn't my style, man. So, like I said, you gotta dress for the job you want, not the job you got. So now, I'm dressed for the job that I want. You dig? And the job that I currently have is to be a boss of myself. You dig? I don't want nobody telling me what to do and when to do it and how to do it. You feel me? I want to be the boss of myself. And for me, I didn't mind taking penitentiary chances. For me, I didn't mind taking risks. That's just me. That's just how I am. I don't advise y'all to do that, but that just was my lifestyle, and that's just how I was moving. But one thing for sure, 2 things for certain, I always ask God for wisdom and discernment. Give me the understanding to know how to navigate in this world. You dig? I was going to be faced with challenges that I wasn't even thinking about at the time, but God gave me the wisdom to understand how to overcome those adversities once they arrived in my life. We're going to go through challenges all throughout our life. Living is a learning experience, so you better have your thinking cap on. This is a thinking man's game, you dig? They say the pen is mightier than the sword, but the tongue is mightier than all of them put together, you dig? I want you to understand that for you freaky niggas, I got to say pause. I got to say pause because I know some of you guys' head goes left. Your thoughts go left. But I say that because the power's in the tongue, the spoken word. A lot of people are hung by the tongue. And what I mean by that is this: you have not because you don't believe. You feel me? You doubt. And when you doubt, you go without. And you speak lack when you talk. You know what I mean? You don't speak abundance. You worry about what you don't have. You don't worry about what you want. You worried about how the rent is going to get paid. You worried about how you're going to get the new outfit that you want to wear to go to the dance or go to the club this weekend. You worry about not having enough money to take your girl out to dinner, or not having enough money to buy your kids diapers. You worrying about lack, the lack of not having. You know what I mean? Only thing you need to be focused on is what you want. What you want is money to have, to be, do, and have anything you want, and be able to buy the things you want. You want money to pay the bills on time. You want money to take your girl out. You want money to buy your kids whatever they want, right? So think about that. Don't think about the fact that you don't have the money to do it. Just think about what you want. And if you believe it in your heart, and you go out there and you apply yourself, and you really put your best foot forward, and you don't front and you don't fake it. There's a lot of people out here trying to fake it to make it. I done told y'all before, you gotta think it to make it. And you gotta apply yourself by going out there and actually doing things that are gonna facilitate you making money. Don't confuse movement with progress. Come on, man, we gotta start thinking about, life in a different way. We gotta start understanding that we gotta do things in a different way, man. When you wake up, the first thing you need to post is your product and let them know that, hey, man, I need y'all to purchase this. Here's the link right here. Click the button. Support what I'm doing. Support my campaign. And the people who ain't with that, if they unfollow you because of that, then so be it. But because you only want people that's willing to support what you got to sell. You dig? You only want people who going to support your campaign. That's the motive. People who are going to support your campaign. That's why every time I get online, I'm posting something about what I'm trying to sell. Because I'm a boss. I ain't got time to wait for somebody else to do it. I'm going to do it. It's my platform. I'm building my brand. I'm going to post my liquid gold hair product. I'm going to post my cash apparel, my hoodies, or my whatever I got to sell. You dig? I don't care if it was dirty water. If I put a tag on it and I say it's liquid cash bad water, I'm selling that motherfucker, man. I'm not going to be out here broke as a joke trying to ask nobody for nothing, man, because I got my limbs, I got my health, I'm in my right mind every time I wake up. So why am I gonna ask the next man for anything, man? You dig? I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna find a way to get some money, but I'm gonna also ask God to give me the wisdom so I could be able to facilitate and execute what I'm trying to do. You feel me? You cannot be out here trying to get some money when you don't know how to manage a little bit of money that you already got. All you doing is wasting time. Every time you get money, it's gonna fall by the wayside, man. I already told y'all, man. Money without wisdom is like a baby playing with fire. Anything you build, you gonna burn to the ground, man. You gonna burn it to the ground. I'm gonna say that again because I know y'all didn't catch that one and y'all was listening too slow. Money without wisdom is like a kid playing with fire, man. Anything that you build, you gonna burn it to the ground, man. You burn money every day. You spend money every day like it's nothing. Like I said again, you don't have a money problem. You got a spending problem. You dig? That's what it is. You don't got a money problem. You got a saving problem. You got to save at least 20 to 10% of the money that you got. And I know some of y'all in a tight spot. You're living above your means. And that's the problem right there. You need to live below your means. But I know some of y'all are living above your means. You got a rent that's a little bit too high for you. You know what I mean? You're driving a car that, you know what I mean? It's a little bit too expensive for you. The insurance is a little too high because you got a bad driving record. You feel me? So you can't really come down on the insurance. But the only way you can come down on the insurance if you get a, you know what I mean, less value car. You feel me? And you don't want to downgrade. Some of you niggas just feel like, you know what? I worked so hard to get this Benz. I worked so hard to get this BMW. I worked so hard to get this Bentley. I don't want to downgrade. You want to keep up with the Joneses. And this is why you just living check to check and you ain't got no money. You seeing money, but you ain't got no money because you spending it as soon as you get it. And a lot of us are in that cycle. We're becoming slaves to the things that we purchase. That's what happens when you start to get money. Being black, being poor, coming from the trenches, the first thing we want to do when we get a little bit of money is we want to buy nice things. We want to buy nice cars. We want to live a nice high rise. We want to do all the things that we saw the white people doing that we didn't have an opportunity to do. So that's the first thing we do. So we blow our bag as soon as we get it. We want big ass chains. We want Rolex watches. We want Patek. We want Philippe because that's what the hip hop niggas is wearing. So shit, you want to do it too. If you get a big break or you hit a big lick, you thinking about the jewels you gonna buy. You spending the money before it even comes in your pocket. You ain't had the money no more than a day. As soon as you got it, you spend it. I already know. I know what you're going through. I know what you've been through. I was just like you, nigga. As soon as I had the money, I was blowing it because I love jewelry so much. I didn't mind spending about $50,000, $20,000, $30,000, $10,000 on a chain or on a watch or on earrings. That was my lifestyle. That was my mindset. You dig? I understand what you're going through. I ain't here to judge you and I ain't here to impress you. I'm here to impress upon you that you need to change that way of thinking. I'm here to impress upon you that you got to change your mindset. If you want to be able to have financial freedom and gain generational wealth, you got to find a way to anchor your money. You dig? You got to find a way to anchor your money. Your money got to start making money for you. That should be the only goal at the top of your motherfucking vision board. Find a way to how to make your money make money for you. Turn money into your bitch. Make money be your bitch instead of you being, you already know what I'm going to say. You dig? You got to get out of that mindset. I was there, so I understand it. When we get a little bit of money, man, we want to buy all the things that we dreamed of having. That's why after 5 years, NBA players go broke. After 5 years, NFL players go broke. After 5 years, not even 5 years, about 12 months, people who win the lotto go broke. You know what I mean? Because they spend it so fast, you know what I mean? They think like, oh, it's free money. And they go broke. You could win 50 million and they go broke in 12 months. And you're like, damn, how somebody spend 50 million in 12 months? When you got 50 million, then you'll find out. But trust me, I know you've had $10,000 and you like, damn, where did it went? I know you saved up about $20,000. You like, damn, what the fuck did I buy? You ain't got nothing to show for the money that you had. We all experience it. We all been through it. I only could tell you about it unless I've experienced it. I told you, experience is the best teacher. It trumps knowledge, because knowledge can be found in a book, but experiences, that's found when you outside on the playing field. You in the game. You got some skin in the game. You're not on the sideline. You actually in the game. You got your bumps and your bruises. You got your concussions. You've been through it. You know what it feels like to get hit. You know what it feels like to be down and out. You know what it feels like to be doubted. You know what it feels like for people to give up on you. You know what it feels like for your girl to leave you because your money looking funny. You know what it feels like for your family to not be there for you and abandon you and not look out for you, not give you in a time of need. Because family ain't family no more, so you can't depend on them. Yeah, we know we want to do more for our family than they do for us. That's because we got a good heart. But they don't think the way you think, and you can't be mad at them or judge them for that. You got to understand, family ain't family no more like how it used to be. So you got to understand it's just me. It's just you out here on the battlefield. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. It's just you out here on the battlefield. So you got to lock in and understand, hey, man, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. Y'all don't even understand. Hey, man. Hey, I'm passionate about what I say because I've been there and I've done that, man. Like I told you, man, if it's meant to be, it's up to me, man. Nobody else, man. Nobody else. I want y'all to really soak that game in because I want to get y'all motivated to go out here and really put your best foot forward. I want y'all to really look at your life and say, man, what am I doing that I need to stop? What are some of the habits that I got that is counterproductive? That's not helping me to move forward. That's not helping me to elevate. I got all these ideas. There's a lot that I want to do. Family members I want to help. People I want to give back to. Foundations that I want to start. Business that I want to open up. But what am I doing every day that's helping me to get a step closer to achieving those things that's on my vision board? And I know some of you don't even have a vision board, and that's the problem right there. How you gonna hit a target you don't have? You don't even got a vision board. You don't even know what you want. But you coming around here, hit me up on my podcast asking me how to do this, how to do that. How do I get this? How do I get that? Man, you don't even know what you want, man. You can't even say what you want in 3 sentences. You can't even describe what you want with just 3 words. And you trying to accomplish something? You trying to accomplish a goal? You cannot hit a target you don't have. Like I said again, goals should never be the goal, but always be the result. The outcome has to be income, but you have to ask God for the wisdom to navigate the outcome or the goal that you achieve. And some of you might not want money. Some of you might want other things, but you still got to ask for the wisdom on how to keep the things that you do facilitate. Wisdom is very important. That's what Solomon asked for. He didn't ask for riches. He didn't ask for all the women in the world. He didn't ask for, a bigger kingdom. He asked for wisdom, man. You dig? And God granted him with everything and more. He's one of the most successful kings that ever lived. Do your research on King Solomon. You dig? One of the most successful kings that ever lived. But he ended up losing it all. But that's another story. That's another story because, he lacked obedience to God. So you have to be obedient. Remember, when God bless you with the things you want, You got to always remember who took you to the dance. Always remember who actually helped you to facilitate the things that you wanted in your life. I don't go to church every day. I'm not a holy roller. I'm not a person that's trying to preach to you. I'm just trying to express to you of the things that I've done that changed my life. You dig? So I put God at the forefront of everything I do because I understand it wasn't just me out here on the playing field. It wasn't just me out here taking chances. He was taking the chances with me. You dig? I wasn't dependent on nobody else, man. It wasn't just me. So when I mention God and I say something that's biblical, it's not because I'm a holy roller or a preacher, or I'm at church every Sunday, or I'm at Bible study. Nah, because I understand who took me to the party, who got me here, who got me looking like this, man. Who got me feeling like this, who got me shining like this, who got me smelling like this. It was God, man, nobody else. And I can front and try to take the credit, but I'll be lying to myself. And I'll fall victim to the bullshit. Don't let your wisdom make you arrogant. Because there's a lot of smart people out there who's intelligent, but they arrogant. And eventually, they fall by the wayside. Everything they gain, they end up losing because they let their wisdom confuse them and make them think they was better than the next man, or they was above God. Obedience. You understand? And there's a lot of examples out there. I ain't even got to tell you, you know what I mean, specifically who. But there's a lot of examples out there of how people let their wisdom turn into arrogance, and the arrogance became their downfall. And the disobedient to God became their downfall. There's so much out there. You can see, you can go on the news, you can go down your timeline on Instagram, you can see all the successful people who fell because of their disobedience to God. You can go down the timeline and see all the people, man. There's so much out there. You dig? Niggas had it all. How you have it all? I mean, millions of dollars, opportunities beyond imagination. Have opportunities out the wazoo. And niggas is sitting in jail right now for murder charges. They sitting in jail right now for sex trafficking. They sitting in jail right now for manslaughter. You dig? Dudes that had millions. And I know you looking at them like, damn, how they so stupid to make a decision like that or make a mistake like that. But we all can fall short of the glory. We all can be a victim of circumstances if we mistake our wisdom for arrogance. You dig? So it's important for you to understand that nobody's exempt. So you have to always be in remembrance and understand who's riding with you. Don't put your trust in man, because they will fail you every time. Put your trust in God. He's going to definitely take you to where you need to be. So don't hurt your head trying to figure out how you're going to get the next meal. Don't hurt your head how you're going to figure out how you're going to get some more money. Like I told you before, get on your motherfucking gut. Get on your dean. Get on your dean and have that conversation with the man above and let him know that, man, hey, man, I need the wisdom and the understanding on how to manage the little bit that I got. You feel me? Don't waste your time asking God for more. Ask, how can I become more? I'm going to say that again after I take a sip of my motherfucking tea, man, because I know y'all hear me. And I know y'all be listening too slow. Don't ask for more. Ask for, how can I become more? That's what you got to ask for. Don't ask for less problems. Ask for more skills. Because life is all about solving problems. You just need the skills to be able to solve the problems that you got in your life today. I'm going to say that again. Do not ask for less problems. Ask for more skills. Because life is full of problems, man. We're going to get it whether we like it or not. But we got to have the skills to figure out how to navigate through those problems. I told y'all before, trials and tribulations and adversities are just a speed bump on the way to success. That's all it is, my brother. That's it. It ain't nothing else. You feel me? So embrace the challenges. Embrace it all. Embrace it all. It's a part of the journey. Embrace it all, man. I've been there. I've had challenges throughout my whole life. I'm going to still have more challenges, but how I deal with it with a smile. I keep it moving. I understand that, it's just making me stronger. It's taking me out of my comfort zone. So I don't really trip about it, man. It's a part of my journey. I love it. I'm writing a movie to my script. I got the pen. You dig? I'm not letting nobody else hold this pen. I'm writing a movie to my script, man. You feel me? Yeah. I'm putting all the characters in place. I'm in control of this whole thing. And that's what I want you to understand. You are in control of this whole thing. You and God as co-creators in your life. Just stay focused, stay locked in, and don't trip about it, man. Everything is going to work out. Has no choice but to work out if you want it to. So I want y'all to do this for me, man. I just want y'all to understand this, right? When it comes to financial literacy, I need y'all to make sure that you have everything, your checks and balance in place. It's very important that you understand you have your checks and balance in place, man. I want y'all to ask yourself these questions. Do you even know how much money you spend on a monthly basis, man? Let's be serious. Let's be serious. You say you want some money. Do you know how much money you spend on a monthly basis? Do you know your debt to income ratio? Do you know how much money you save on a monthly basis? Do you know how much money you earn on a monthly basis? You should know that. If you don't know nothing else, you should know that. It's very important. You got to know that. If you don't know your credit score, you bugging. You got to know that. Like I said again, I got to say it twice because I know y'all be listening too slow. Cash is king, but credit is power. So you got to know that, right? So the solution to these problems is this, man. You got to have a strategy. You got to have a strategy. You got to put your money to work. It's very important. Got to put your money to work. If you don't got a strategy, it's like they say, man, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. All right? I'm going to say that again. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So make sure you got a strategy, man. Plan for the future, not just for the day. You got to plan for the future, not just for the day. How you think they're able to control the world the way they do? Why you think that these people are some of the richest people in the world? Because they plan for 100 years. Why you just planning for a weekend? They are planning for 100 years. You understand that? That's how they're able to control the world. You think they just discovered AI? Nah, man. AI's old technology, man. They on to something new. The only reason they gave it to us is because they already exploited it as much as they can. You feel me? They got bored with that motherfucker. They said, man, we on to something else, man. Give them AI real quick. You dig? But that's something they've been playing with. And it leads me to think like, damn, how many people they set up using AI? How many people they triple cross and put in prison for the rest of their life using AI? How many things that they did negatively just to get people incarcerated using AI? People don't even think about that. Like, really think about that. You know how many times they probably had tape recordings of people saying certain things that they didn't really say, and they played it for one of their friends, family members, or whatever, and now that person is throwing that other person under the bus just because he thinks that his family member or his business partner or the nigga he hustling with, ratted him out or did something. You dig? Like, really think about it. Really go into depths. They've been playing with these technologies for years. We late to the dance. We late to the party. Anytime they give us something, you better believe they gave us it because they're already, exhausted the possibilities with it. And they just decided to say, you know what? Let the world have it now. Because we did everything we wanted to do with it. You feel me? So yeah, we got to pay attention to that. Understand, AI is not here to work against you. It's here to actually help you. So it's important for you to use AI as well. I don't say that to diss AI in any way. I only say that to let y'all understand, man. Technology, they're way more far advanced than you can even imagine when it comes to technology. You dig? Way more far advanced. So just understand that. Whatever little technology they allow us to utilize, they are 100 steps ahead of us. We just got to stop planning for the weekend. We got to stop planning for tomorrow. We got to start planning for 100 years. And I know some of y'all might say, well, I'm not going to be here in 100 years, so it don't really matter. But your grandkids is going to be here. You dig? Your grandkids is going to be here, so you got to set a solid foundation for them. You feel me? You got to set a solid foundation for them. Like I told y'all before, the sins of the father will be passed down to the child. All the sins of Solomon and the wrongs that he did in the eyes of God was passed down to his child. His child was left with that curse. So we have to make decisions that are going to be wise and that's going to set us up for the future and set our family up for the future. So it's very important that y'all understand that. You know what I mean? And the next thing I need y'all to do is pull the trigger. Stop procrastinating. Pull the trigger. Execute on the things that you want to do, man. We don't got time to procrastinate. Pull the trigger on the things you want to do. Life is too short to be procrastinating, wasting time. We have to pull the trigger now. Don't wait for nobody. Like I always stress this because a lot of times we suffer from that disease called procrastination. We suffer from a disease called excuse-itis. We make excuses all the time. But you got to pull the trigger on the things that you want to do, man. Find a way to anchor your money. Find a way to make your money make money for you. Because a man with money without wisdom is like a baby playing with fire. Anything he builds, he's going to burn down. So it's important for you to find a way to anchor your money, man. You dig? Very important. Listen, the next portion of this video will be on my Patreon. I ain't done yet. I got some more jewels y'all can use. This will be on my Patreon. I'm going to discuss Bitcoin. So I want y'all to sign up to my Cash Academy or my Patreon, and you'll be able to see the rest of this video. And like I said again, I appreciate y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all for listening for this long. And if you're still here at the end of this video, all you got to do is go on to my Patreon. The information will be in the description below. And you can sign up to my Patreon and hear the rest of this video. I'm going to discuss some things that I think that would help you and the viewers to gain generational wealth. These are things that I'm involved in, things that I do on a daily basis. You dig? It's time for Plan B. Y'all know what that stands for. Let's get it. And remember this, the best way to predict the future is to create it. If you got a problem with edge control, get you some liquid gold. If you got a problem with dryness or dandruff, get you some liquid gold. If you got a problem with your hair frizzing up all the time, get you some liquid gold. If you want your waves to shine like mine, get you some liquid gold. Listen, you no longer gotta wait. Get you some liquid gold, man. It's gonna get you straight. All right? Cheers.